I'm going to destroy the myth of white privilege real quick. All you got to do is look at these statistics. And the first one we're going to look at is the percentage of white families with a single mother in the U.S. who live below the poverty level. And this is over a 27-year period, and it's, for the most part, it's pretty close to being about the same, about 20-something percent, all right? So these are single mothers living in poverty in the U.S. 20, sometimes 24, 25%, depending on what year. Now look at the poverty rate of black married couples, black married families in the same time period. Probably average of about 7-8%, depending on what year you look at. So if white privilege really existed, then explain to me why black married families are much less likely to be in poverty than single mothers. The key here is it depends on marriage largely. That's a big indicator. But, not just marriage, but just two-parent households. So, yes, blacks are disproportionately poor, but they're also disproportionately more likely to be single families. And this number has changed in the past. So, if you look at the graph, single parenthood in black families has dramatically increased over the past 40, 50, 60, 70 years. So unless you can claim that racism has also increased to that much more than back then when we had these civil rights issues, I mean, come on, obviously, you can't make that case. So white myth is clearly, white privilege is clearly a myth. And these statistics show otherwise. So make sure to give me a like and share this far and wide with your friends, your Facebook friends, and everyone who really believes that white people are better off solely because of their skin color. See, the thing is that what that does is it takes the responsibility and it shifts it. It shifts the blame from personal responsibility to something that's outside their control, their skin color. It's easy to blame the white man because then the blame's not on you. But, when you look at even the single white mothers, they're living in poverty. That's actually my experience as well. When we lived, when I was up until the second grade was my last year living in a predominantly black area. We went to black schools. I was one of the only white kids there. I had a single mother. And it wasn't until my stepdad got into the picture and got with my mother that we moved out of the poor area and into the white area that was middle class, into the suburbs. So we moved out of the city where the blacks lived into where the whites lived. And it wasn't just anything because, none of us even mentioned race. It's because we were getting robbed. We had so many bad experiences that happened there. And crime and poverty are correlated to whether the kids are born into wedlock or not, and whether the parents are single or they're together. So if you want a solution, instead of going to the government for equality and trying to use the strong arm of the government to impose your will on others, we have to practice personal responsibility. So the thing is with black people can complain all they want to the government, they can complain about the white man or whatever, but you can't do anything about that. You can't change your skin color, you can't change their skin color, you can't change the system, but you can change yourself. You can decide who you have a kid with, you can decide who you start a family with, you can decide who you marry. These are things all in your control, and the evidence, the statistics, the facts, all point towards that being the primary cause of the disparity in wealth, not skin color. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel for more. If you disagree or agree, let us know in the comments below, but make sure you share it and subscribe so you can check out my future videos. I actually just did a video on white guilt I'm going to publish a short version on this channel, but I'll link to the full version, which is on my podcast channel. I'm going to link to that in the description below. So check that out.